Hey, what's up guys? Phoenix here. This video is going to be another YGOpro duel video, and this time I'm going to be playing with the Darklord train deck yet again. Now, this is a deck I have played in the past, but I enjoyed playing it a lot, just simply because of the synergistic interactions that this deck has on top of itself. And so I just wanted to give the deck another shot. I wanted to play the deck again before moving on to potentially playing with like pure Darklords or something like that. Did I say Dark World trains? Pretty sure I might have, because it's just, you know, I'm so conditioned and used to saying Dark Worlds over the years, but this is not the plebeian tier Dark World nonsense. This is playing with the big man OG Dark Lord cards. These cards are insane. X-Tab being a Destiny draw, using it with Superbia, having a Rhoda with Casting Out, having a Monster Reborn with Alter, having a non-targeting removal that is recyclable with Dark Lord's Falling from Grace. There's multiple different things that this deck just has that's really cool on paper, and it's something that I really like, and I really enjoyed playing it last time. So I figured I would play it again just for shits, giggles, and kicks, and also just to see, you know, if it's at least as like semi-decent against like Metalfoes as I think it might be. Just because this deck is very big and beefy at throwing out things. We've covered this many times in the past, and we will cover it more times in the future, I guarantee you. But this deck is very unique in that it throws out huge bodies, and if Blue Eyes has taught us anything over the past couple of months, is that decks that can economically throw out big bodies, that can do things, that can clear boards and do stuff like that, are very much a deck that's capable of having some staying power in the format, because a large body that has done something massive to the field, backed up by any like one trap, is typically really good. That's just the way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Always degenerates to at the end of the day. No matter how crazy things get, boss monster protected by traps is still going to be something that's very, very much a driving force in the game. But regardless, let's not waste too much time rambling on about this. I'm just going to be playing against Metalfoes, against my friend, testing this deck out, seeing what happens. There's some ratios that might seem weird here, like double of this, even though it's, you know, recyclable and searchable. That's obviously because of desires. Multiple different things, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it all out majorly, basically. What's the words I'm trying to say here? There's a few things that are kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure them out in terms of just applying a little bit of brain power. But other than that, let us just jump straight into the first game and not waste any more time here, shall we? Alright, so I'm actually really excited to play with this deck again. I haven't played with this deck in quite a while. Like, a lengthy amount of time has passed since the last time I played it for a video. And it's one of the decks that I actually really enjoy the concept of how it plays. A load. I really enjoy how the deck plays. In terms of it's just, you know, it's big and it's beefy. We've been over this. Like, you get to summon all these big, beefy dudes. You get to do it. You get to do it hard, you get to do it quick, you get to do it fast, you get to do it strong. And then the cards like X-Tab just allowing you to dig deeper into your deck, and then Superbia just happening to have like tons of synergy with Alter. Like, there's just so much that just makes this deck make my dick rock hard. Don't read too much into that contextually. But so Gofu and Metalfoes, man, every time I play the Metalfoes deck, I can never draw Gofu, and like I almost feel like Owsley is playing like one of them, and he always draws it. Like, I see people, they play one Gofu and they're like, yeah, I drew this card too much, and I'm just like, what the fuck? How have you drawn this card too much that you have it at 1 and you still see it? I can't see it when that bitch is at 3. Like, it makes me so sad. Gofu is like the best card to open in this deck because it facilitates so many different combos and so many different play lines. And it's like easily one of the best starter cards in the deck. And it's just like, I don't see it. I don't get to see that card. I don't get to draw it. Okay, so Steelerin popping this. What does he have? He has an Eccentric in there. He used the first scale, popping a token to set combination, then set Archfiend Eccentric in his scale, pop this combination to search for another card. And he searched for Gold Driver. So Gold Driver is there. So now he gets to pop Steelin. And now he's got counter. He's got full Metalfoes fusion. Okay, so he's playing the OCG support again. Very good to know. Well, not even OCG support. It literally comes out in a week. It's Invasion Vengeance. That's right. It literally comes out in a week. Well, at least the sneak peek is in a week. And I can't remember what these Darklord cards come out in. If they come out in Invasion Vengeance, I don't think so. I think they're like V-Jump cards or something like that. Something to that extent in the OCG, like a special pack or V-Jump. Something like that. Cannot remember off the top of my head. But he is pendulumed for 3? Yeah, 3. So he's capable of Metalfoes fusing into Adamant and making Zolkin. So that's an option. Or he can make Ori Hulk Ignister and try to bully me for a bit. There's that as an option. There's a few different things he has, but it looks like the Zulkin play is probably going to be what happens. Because if this card in his hand is a settable, then it's just easy. Well, even if it's not a settable, like he gets to shuffle back the fusion. I don't know if he's used this Stealin's effect yet. I don't think he has. He possibly hasn't. Not too sure. Oh, well, never mind. He just has a settable. So that's just the easiest way to go about it. So now this gets to summon Crystal Wing. Very good. And then I have to deal with that. I've got Malefic Cyber in, so that's a play that I do have. I know these two. It's Counter and Fusion. Revolving... Why did I draw that? Why? Why did I draw that? So that I could just, like, thin my deck for it? Yeah? Maybe? I don't know. It makes me very upset when I draw multiples. Just because it's like, I already had this card. I don't need it. These once per turn clauses are killing me, man. But so, we'll just go for this. We'll go for Night Express Knight. We'll go into a Dairy Crane play. Dairy Crane. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make a rank 10 that tries to deal with this, and then pop it with Dairy Crane. And then even then, I'm going to deal with his scales. Oh. Whoa. I've got to deal with his scales somehow. I could definitely Heavy Storm him with this. This is the cutest. Your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards in response to this activation, but he can activate monster effects, like Crystal Wing. He could also just Crystal Wing my my Dairy Crane out of hand, which is definitely not something I'm incredibly pleased about. But we'll see if he does it. I mean, I don't see why there would be a reason not to, but then again, he doesn't know that I have Malefic Cyber in. So there is that. That is definitely something that he doesn't know about. So now that's been done, what I can do here, let's see, this, their defense has to be less than this card, yeah. Gains defense equal to the combined ranks times 200, inflicts 600 damage, that's not relevant. Defense equal to or less than this card, so it'd be 2400, this is 25, yeah, it's not gonna work. That's not going to work at all. But I can special summon this. This cannot be targeted for attacks or card effects while he has this out. So there is that, which is a problem. But other than that, I get to make the Ravenous Tarantula, but that doesn't do anything here either. Gandarigi won't really do anything. I can make this, make Pain Gainer, make 7 Sins. And that's actually just really kind of good, even though... No, it's not even that good. Well, actually, yeah, it is pretty good. Because it deals with the Zulkin if it goes unanswered. If he has like Strike or something down, then it's just gonna be bad for me. It's just gonna be game over anyway. But otherwise, if I'm able to Pain Gainer this away, because it just says it can't be just targeted by card effects. Okay, well that's basically just game. Can't do anything about that. Oh man. Alright, well I guess we'll add Night Express Knight and then get like bodied next turn because we're gonna get just railed. We're going to get destroyed. He has so many cards he's able to use. He's got Metalfoes counter as well that could have triggered when these died, so that's something I've also got to factor in. But I would have dealt with the Zulkin if I was able to make Pain Gainer and then go into 7 Sins. So there is still just the valid option for that, which means it would have been kind of hard for him to access like something like Ignister, because this would have been gone. So like he wouldn't have been able to really access Ignister unless he had another Gofu or if he drew Luster. And so that would have definitely benefited me the most because, you know, 7 Sins is really hard to out without a card like Ignister and stuff like that. And like Crystal Wing, I just won't use its effect until I kill the Crystal Wing. It's pretty clear. In fact, there's probably not even going to be there wouldn't even really be a need for me to use the effect until I kill the Crystal Wing. So there's all these different things. Although he does have access into Full Metalfoes Alkahest, but that's only on my turn. So that at least still would have bought me a turn. But it's semantics anyway because of Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is a card that you can't really play around in that area, and you can't really play around it with this deck. Okay, so Mithril, yeah, so this just allows him to draw a card, so he's getting more and more cards. Mithril is actually one of my favorite cards because it's kind of like a Daigusto Emerald. Like, it's basically literally like how that, like, this card functions like, I guess, normal for the deck. If you have 2 of these in your extra deck, and you're capable of, like, continuously summoning them and shuffling the first one back, your deck is infinite. Like, that's one of the coolest things. I love those kind of things, that the interactions that decks have built into themselves. If your deck is capable of making, like, Emerald over and over again, like, if your deck is capable of making rank 4s every turn, then you effectively have an infinite engine. Same thing with cards that are built into the decks like this, like Mithril, like Gusto, like Cam Gusto, stuff like that. You get these things where the deck is just built to do something, and so you do it, and you do it a lot. This hand sucks, man. Why am I drawing ass with this deck? Like, why am I drawing this when it's a 1-of? Why have I seen it twice? Why am I not seeing? Well, the field spell, I'm only running 5 of it, but I'm doing that in like the case-by-case basis of I want to draw other cards instead of the field spell. Especially since I'm playing 3 Desires in the deck. Like, shit, man. This is getting me heated. I'm getting really upset. But this Bambuku just added a Kieran, so now he's got Metalfoes cards. So he's popping the Bambuku, which leads me to believe that his hand isn't the greatest, or he's got Gofu, but in which case he would have special Gofu and normal summon Bambuku, mating Nister or Scrap Dragon and popped this. At least I think so. I think that would have been the case. I think that's the correct line of play. Okay, so if he doesn't have Gofu, then he can't out this before he Pendulum summons this turn, which means that I get to strike his entire Pendulum summon unless he has Archfiend Eccentric. In which case, I'm boned! But otherwise, we should be in the clear. If he has, you know, well, let's see, Basigma. This is usually one of the latter cards you put in the scale, so I'm feeling kind of safe, because this is one of those situations where if he has another low scale in his hand, he uses Basigma, or Bismagia, excuse me, Bismagia to pop this, and then he places the low scale, and then the low scale is able to pop this after he Pendulum summons. So he's Pendulum summoning just those 2. I kind of have to strike these. He's playing around the strike, which is very, very, very good, which is very effective. He's able to reload his Pendulum scale, or his Pendulum resources rather, through using this and another scale. He's also got counter, so there's that. That's skill drain. That doesn't really help me here. Well, actually, it does help me. It does help me quite a bit. But the issue being is that I'm going to be dealing with the fact that this entire Pendulum deck is going to be throwing things like Kieran at me. But then again, I get to skill drain it. So, oh, there's a Gofu. Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. I'm gonna go ahead and skill drain this just so he doesn't get free cards to pop. I don't think that's correct, but it might just be what just needs to happen here. Because if he has the tokens, then that means he gets to pop free cards with Bismagia. And thus, that is, you know, a problem for me. Now, I know that he has a Kieran in his hand as a low scale. At least he should. He summoned Bambuku and searched a card, right? Did he search another Bambuku? Oh, he searched another Bambuku. At least that's what the log is showing me. Either that or I'm just being a dingus. But regardless, he has a Kieran or a Bambuku in his hand, one of the 2. Meaning that this Gofu would have allowed like the Bismagia to set more cards. And that's not something I want to deal with right now. So now at this point, the only other face-up card is, you know, this Gofu. Now he could flip combination and pop it with Bismagia, and then that would allow him to search a scale, and that's really good. But I'm still dealing with Vanilla Beat, and I've got bigger vanillas. And then next turn I get to summon Malefic Cyber in because since there's no field spell on the field, it would normally die. However, that's a continuous effect of the card, and that would be negated by skill drain the second that it hits the board, meaning that I'd be able to summon it. So there is that, and then I've got Soul Charge backing me up. I just need to draw one of my Darklord cards. I need to draw either Ixtab or Gathering. I need those cards. I need them. I need to start digging deeper into my deck so that I can start winning this matchup in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so he sees the combination play. He gets to set Metalfoes Fusion. The thing is, he does actually have access to big vanillas in this deck through Cardinal. Cardinal is a pretty big, like, beefy thing, but it's only going to match with like my weakest guys, which are the Night Express Knights and stuff like that. So otherwise, he just gets to keep walling up with Pendulum monsters, which is like definitely an annoyance. But every single turn, I get to summon more and more things, and eventually I'll just win the battle of attrition of just keeping monsters on board. Even if he's penduluming for 5 every turn, then I'll just be able to kill them every turn, and then do potential things. Like it's not really the best way to look at it, but I mean that's how it works. And he does get to use Metalfoes fusion every turn to try and dig for the out to the skill drain. And so eventually, like, I basically have to amass a big board before he's capable of outing the skill drain. So because of that, I just need to draw into one of my starter cards. Basically, I need to draw into the field spell, or I need to draw into the Darklord Rhoda or Ixtab. Essentially, those are what I have to do. Now, Ixtab is definitely weaker here because of the fact that I can't summon it and then use it to recycle cards. Superbia, yeah, man, sure, another Darklord card that's like not the best. So let's not deal with that. So this hits the board, and he Solemn Strikes it because it will definitely just go away. I can't summon it other ways. So there's that. So I have to keep killing these cards. I'm going to kill this Gofu, just because this has an effect in the grave. It'll bring back one of his Metalfoes cards, so it'll bring back one of the cards that I Solemn Striked. So that's not something I want to deal with. Man, of all the Darklord cards to draw, I drew the Superbia. Of course. Why do you hate me, God? Oh, God, here comes the Arch-Phoenix-centric. Here's the out to the skill drain. Oh, shit. Was not expecting this that soon, and this is a problem. This Darklord train deck just seems kind of shitty, even though I really enjoy playing it, just because of the basis of it's just big things. Big things now. But, hey, it might just suck. That could be the case. I'm Scout. Oh, yeah. This thing. I think I just lose this. I don't really want to waste any more time either. I think I just lose. I kind of just want to try and play a redemption game. Yeah, I just lose. There's no way I win this game. He's going to be able to drop Scout. Or he's going to be able to drop, like, Cyber Dragon Infinity. And that's not something I'm down for. That's definitely not something I'm down for at all. We'll just try and get the redemption game in. Oh, yeah, now I draw the Darklord cards. Great. Amazing. Now that I draw these amazing cards, now that these cards... Shit! This deck sucks! Actually, no. This deck's actually pretty good. So I get to do this. I am tripping. Target one Darklord spell trap card in your graveyard. You can only special summon one per turn. Okay. That makes more sense. That makes infinitely more sense. I'm going to set this just so I can utilize it. And then I'm going to make this. Man, this is... I'm just getting... I'm getting hit with the unfortunates. That's all I'm getting hit with. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. There's the Gofu. Yeah. At least I've got Twin Twister, though. So I can Twin Twister some scales. That's going to be really cool. From the aspect of I get to Twin Twister them and potentially stop a Pendulum Summon. But I still got to feel... I've got to figure out a way to get this back. I've got to figure out a way to get it back onto my board. This is... I'm not feeling it anymore. This is not good. This is not the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! I signed up for when I decided to play this deck for a video. But, I mean, I'm trying to justify this in my mind every single way that I can. But I've literally just drawn absolutely, like, terribly mismatched, basically 3 games in a row. So this deck might just be shit. And that's sad, because it's something I want to work really badly, because I like Trans and I like the Darklord support. But I guess I'm just going to have to try pure Darklords later, because that's probably just going to be more coherent and better, because it has access to all the good draw cards. It has access to Trade-In, Allure, Desires, all these cards. It has access to everything. So what is this, an Ignister or a Scrap Dragon? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Oh, it's an Omega. Oh, okay. Set to and pass. That doesn't seem right. Shit. I should have just chained the Twin Twister. I didn't think about it for a second, and then I thought about it, and then it became too late. But it's okay. It's okay because I'm just able to attack over this. I'm bigger than the Omega, and I'm also unaffected by card effects unless he like affects it and then strikes me. That's the thing. But then I also have my own strike, so that's kind of cool. So we'll just set this and we'll try and win the game of being beefy. That's the only way that I can win this game, is just to try and have a bigger monster than him at all times. I mean, that's the purpose of this deck. But Ciphering Lord Omega is activated. Chain another effect. Yeah, I'll chain this. I'll chain this, getting rid of Bismagia and this, because that's not a combination that I know of. So we'll get rid of those. In fact, I probably should just target the 2 back row, because the Bismagia gets to replace itself, 1, in the end phase, and 2, I could have just Solemn Striked his Pendulum Summon, and then, like, that would have been the juice. But it doesn't look like that's the case. Doesn't look like that's the case at all. Now, I do get turn player priority next turn to activate or set a card first, and then I get to beat over the Omega, potentially. So what we'll do is we will actually set this card, and then battle phase, we will beat the shit out of this Omega. Because I got turn player priority to set that card first. Now I have no cards in my hand, so we can't use Omega to, you know, banish. So we'll do that, and then main phase 2. In fact, I actually don't even think I want to activate it. I'm just going to leave it set. The Mystery Machine. We're going to leave it set. Because next turn I could flip it. I could discard whatever I drew. Things like that. There's multiple different things that just like dictate why I should be doing this. That doesn't really do anything. Shuffling that back doesn't really do much because I can then just, if I draw like my Monster Reborn spell or my Rhoda, I can just detach the one that's underneath this and shuffle it back. So there is that. Another Gofu. Oh, juicy. All right. Like I said, I can never see Gofu when I'm playing the Metalfoes deck. Like never. I've done like hours and hours of playtesting and I never see the card. I might as well just test as if I'm not playing with it, right? But otherwise. Let's see, he has counter which he can use to get back one of his scales, which is the level 3, which would be an issue. Which could mean that he could just make Ignister before he Pendulum summons, which would mean that I would have to Solemn Strike that shit. But unless this is another scale, I think he misplayed, because he popped one of the tokens when he could have flipped this and popped it. And then that would have guaranteed that he would have been able to have another scale in his hand. But unless this card is a low scale, other than the silvered, then there's not really a way that he's going to be killing me with like Ignister. And also he's putting it in a scale. Okay, so that card's not something. Well, now he's doing this. Okay, this actually just makes perfect sense either way. So if he searches for another silvered, he can normal summon it, and then he can make Ignister. Or he can make Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon is much less threatening though, so he's probably just going to make Ignister. But Scrap Dragon actually deals with this token here. So Scrap Dragon actually is probably the better card. Normal summon Gold Driver? Metalfoes Fusion? What's going on? I'm scared. Don't touch me, I'm scared. Now, the thing is that this strike has been set for a turn or two, so the incentive is for him to bounce the fresh set, because these cards haven't done anything. So there is that as well. This card, the Terraforming, is the card that was set the last, the soonest, to this entire play string happening. So this is the one that's got the biggest target on its head to, you know, be bounced, because these two have been set for a while. This has been set for a couple turns. This has also been set for at least a turn or two. And so, like, there's not really a target on this one's head. If he bounces this one randomly, I'm going to be incredibly surprised, and I'm going to call hacks. because there's no reason for him to bounce this when this could be a card. But let's see. This targets, right? What did he... What was his target? I didn't see. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. And I'm just gonna put this in grave. I'm gonna target this. I don't know what his target was. I didn't see it. Ah, okay. Alright. Oh, never mind. It was Metalfoes Fusion. I just stopped paying attention for a second. I looked away for a second and I saw something was activating, and I just assumed it was this. That's a problem. Oh, he's bouncing that to his hand. Okay, I'm okay with that. He's doing that to reuse it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. It's pretty niche. He's normal summoned, so I'm not afraid of anything before he pendulum summons. So there's that. So I could definitely just, oh, he plays, oh, Arch-Phoenix-Centric. Where are you going to pop with Arch-Phoenix-Centric? He's popping the combination. So he's literally just trying to go off and go in as if these cards are nothing. Which I can honestly say that I'm not really against, because they haven't been doing anything for the entirety of the game. But, I mean, he should understand that the concept of holding cards for, like, good situations is definitely something that I'm capable of as a player. Like, he knows me, and he knows that I'm capable of doing this. I'm not a buster. So, I think he's just going to get really punished by this Solemn Strike if he pendulum summons for, like, 3. Because he could pendulum summon for 3, and then I'm, like, these are the only 3 pendulum summonable monsters in his extra deck, because, Bismagia is there. So, I'm going to strike this. So, he's left the Gold Driver in his extra deck. Now he's got a Gofu here just chilling, doing really nothing. This Mithril is going to attack me, which is going to suck. But now I'm in a position where I could draw Darkrane is pretty good. It's definitely not ideal, because I would have definitely liked for it to have been like Night Express Night Straight, even though there's only like one of those, or like Altar. That would have been cool. Because as it sits, I just don't get to do anything. Yeah, I don't get to do anything. This is issues. Yeah, this is an issue. I get Terraforming for Revolving Switchyard. I can activate it, I can discard it, and I can add Night Express Night, and then do nothing. Because I can't summon the Ruffian Railcar from my deck because I'd have already used the effect. Yeah, I just can't do anything. This deck's kinda shit. Ew. I really enjoy the concept of the deck, though. I've said this multiple times in the video, because I really enjoy the concept of how this deck is meant to function. But I just literally cannot, I can't do it, apparently. I just can't. It's not something that is meant for me to be doing. So he gets to use these to fuse into Automats, and then he gets to use Mithril to special summon a card out of his extra deck. That seems really good. He gets to summon, like, he could summon that back, or he could summon, like, Bismagia, and then pop it again. So, like, there's that. That's a really neat interaction that that not a lot of people are willing to, like, actually, like, admit exists, because you can go Mithril into Bismagia from your extra deck. It, like, allows you to basically, quote-unquote, pendulum summon the level 1 monster, even though that's not what is happening at all. But Arch-Phoenix-Centric, he's capable of popping more cards, but he's also just able to, like, kill me. I'm at 39. I'm actually really low. I didn't actually, like, take the time to appreciate how low I was. Now he just gets to make Orihawk and kill me. Yeah. Man, I can't even get the redemption game. I got 0-3. I got 3-0'd. I got 3-0'd by Metalfoes because it's just this deck's not functioning for me. It's just not doing it. And see, here's that concept again. If you have at least 2 Mithrils, then that means that you're if you have 2 Mithrils in your extra deck, then that means the concept of the entire deck is infinite, because you can shuffle back every Metalfoes card in your deck. I digress. I am dying this turn. So, yeah. I can't do anything about that. Wow. Alright. So, in memorandum, I think this deck might just be trash. which is not something I want to say, but like it's just, ooh, it's not working. Damn it, Osley, why do you always text me the second that the game finishes? You know I do outros. Fuck. Alright, but anyway, that's it for this video. This deck is seemingly very underwhelming. I'm not a fan. Shut the fuck up. I'm not a huge fan as of right now. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this Dark World train deck. I'm not a fan. It just seems to have a lot of mismatched hands that you can't really do anything about unless you draw, you know, one of your good starter cards, which I just didn't really get out of the early game in any of these matches. So there's that. But anyways, alright guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description if you want to check those out. That's what they're there for. To random stuff of mine like Twitch, Facebook, and background music playlists. Other than that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you know some people that might also like my content, I encourage you to share my videos around and encourage them to subscribe as well. Helping grow the channel's subscriber base and viewership base is a fantastic way to show your support and help the channel grow, as well as keep me making content for the foreseeable future. But other than that, again, let me know what you guys think about these games and this deck in the comments down below. Thank you for your time as usual, and as always, guys, take care. I'm going to go yell at Owsley for a bit for texting me the second the game ends. Goddamn, you should know better by now.